All right, welcome back. We are about to get started on house wrap on this building that we've been working on here at our house actually. But this shop will be for my wife. If you haven't been watching, if you're new here, this is for her business. She makes T-shirts and not actually like sews the T-shirts, but presses, designs, and is going to be doing screen printing and those kind of things. So um, we outgrew that in the house, so we're building this so that we can have more room for that and be more productive. And so I'm getting ready to put the house wrap on. And just real quick, I have explained this before in other videos, but I feel like I should maybe explain it again. So house wrap serves a couple of purposes. One is it's kind of a secondary defense for water intrusion. So for instance, if you have a seam in your siding or maybe you get a nail hole, or there's all kinds of reasons why you might have water penetrating through your siding. So first, the house wrap acts as a barrier for that. It doesn't let liquid pass through it. It does let vapor pass through it. So the idea is you still want your house to breathe. If you get too much humidity in your house, you don't want to grow mold and things like that. So you need to be able to let that vapor come out of the house. So the house wrap is just a tightly woven like plastic material, almost like a tarp, but it's designed in a way that it will allow vapor to escape to the outside of the house, and it doesn't let liquid water penetrate into the house. So that is its purpose. So there is the house wrap, and I've got garage door, pedestrian door, and one window cut out. I'm not going to cut out these back windows just yet because I'm not really ready. I don't actually have this window yet either, but I want to be able to have a breeze through here. So you can see how I cut diagonal from the corner down just a few inches, and then I just wrap these in. I'm not worried about that top one yet because that'll get cut back a little bit more and it will lap over the top of the window. The window is installed. I'll show you that later. Okay, so there's all the underlayment for the roof, and I didn't film most of that. Part of it was because I worked on it last night and there was rain coming in, and just so you know, my nephews were here and one of them was like, "What are you doing working without filming?" So he knows. But anyway, got that all up there. You may notice it is just house wrap and not specifically underlayment that's made for roofing. It's pretty much the same thing. There are some differences, but this is a metal building and it will have insulation in the attic. So there's not much chance that there's going to be any sweating going on from the metal, which is really why you want the underlayment under the metal. I think the house wrap will be plenty of a backup for if there is any kind of water that develops in there. Well, this has been the rainiest June. I just got the back side of this roof put on and it started raining when I was about right there. So nothing like being on a metal roof in the rain. So we got this side done. I'm gonna call it quits for now. Okay, well, it stopped raining and we came out and boys came out and helped me and got the roofing sheets on. We still have to do the ridge cap up here, but I don't have, there's some little foam, they call them closure strips. They're just cut to follow the contour of that metal, and they have like an adhesive on them, so they stick on there, and then you put your ridge cap on and it just keeps bugs from getting in. It keeps rain from being able to blow if you get really hard wind blowing and driving that rain trying to go up underneath that ridge cap. It'll keep that from happening and getting leaks in the middle of your building. So anyway, I'm glad to have that done. Next we'll start working on the siding. So before the siding can go on, there's a couple of things that have to be done. One is I have to finish the house wrap on the gables, but I could go ahead and do the front here and the back because they're all same size and it's wrapped all the way up. But there is a trim piece that goes across the bottom of here. It's called rat guard, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just a little piece that kicks out that this metal sits on. So this metal siding, as you can see, is ribbed. And so there's channels there, and so when you install this in place, you put the rat guard on first so that it sits tight up against the bottom of there when you set that in place. And what that does is exactly what it sounds like. It keeps rodents from getting up in there. So that goes on first, but before that can go on, I need to trim out this garage door. All right, I'm working on getting the garage door opening ready for metal, and so I've got to put these trim pieces on. This is just a 1.5 inch by 5 inch bent piece. It has a nice little hem here, so the garage door will close right to here, and then you'll have your little weather stripping that nails on over this, and then the metal comes in this way, and we'll have a little piece of J-channel that attaches on like this. So when our metal comes and sits inside there, it just has a nice finish to it. But we have to make sure we don't get water in here. I do the sides first. I cut them with this bend here so that when I put the top piece on and butt it up there, if for any reason water got behind here and the surface tension brought it around here and then runs over, it's going to hit in there and it has to come down. If I did this the opposite way, where I did the top piece first and any water got in that hole, it could get behind that piece and run down in the wood. This way it cannot. All right, I've got a piece of our rat guard laying here that will go across the bottom. I don't have it attached yet, but it's just laying here so you can see how this works. So like I said, the idea is that our ribbed metal will sit down on here, and that closes up that where the rodents can't get inside there. The other thing it does is it kind of has, if I can come from the side, you can see any water that comes down off of the face of the metal will get on top of here and run out, and then it'll run down, and it's far enough down the foundation that there's no way that it can seep in under the wall. And then the other thing is that the way I have it sitting right now is kind of the quick and easy way to put this stuff in. But you still have a channel open here, which is not necessarily a horrible thing, but what I like to do is cut this back a little bit and then fold this piece up so where it covers this opening, and I do that all the way around so nothing can get in there. You don't have to worry about bugs or anything crawling around in there and making nests and just being a nuisance. And there's what it looks like after I just cut these two pieces back and folded this bottom over and then trimmed it to match. There's still just a little bit of a gap there, but not a huge deal. If I wanted to, I could come with some black caulking and fill that in, but it's not really a big deal. So anyway, part of it's just cosmetic. Okay, and so that siding just goes on that easy. I pre-marked those. I measured where my boards are in there, and when I put those up, I planned for this to be 36 inches and 72 inches. So if it works out well and everything is done right, when you have your rat guard on, it should be level, which means when you put your siding on, it should be plumb. You do have a little bit of wiggle room. This one just happened to work out good, but so I started with this screw, and if I needed to tilt it that way a little bit, I could have, to get it perfectly plumb before I put that screw in. It's also a good idea every fourth or fifth panel, or you can do it every panel if you want, but just to keep checking for plumb as you go along, because you do have a little bit of wiggle room on these, and there is a perfect fit, and then there's kind of a little bit where you can adjust it a little bit. So you just check to make sure you're still running plumb. So now that I'm working on this J channel here around this door, and I'll show you how I do this. Like with everything else, there's probably different ways to do this, but this is how I do it. So have this J channel here, and what I do is I cut this width here, which in this case is 1 inch. I cut down right here to 1 inch, and then I notch the back and fold this over. So this is the side piece that goes here. So when I get this set in place, that little tab goes right over the top, and then this just nails in this flange here coming down. And then on this piece that'll come across the top right here, we do a similar thing. So it'll go up like this, You can see I've cut that miter on it, but I still have that tab that bends around. But the other thing I do on this one is on the inside here, this has a hem, is what it's called, where it just folded back around. And the reason for that is when you look at it here, it has a nice rounded edge. See, like this side does not have a hem. That's just a cut edge, but that'll never be seen. This one has this nice finished edge when you look at it. So what I've done is I open that up just a little bit, and then let's see if I can do this with one hand. When that goes up there, that notch drops in behind there, and then I'll bring this corner right over the front, and I push this one up inside that hem and pull this down, and it locks everything together, and it gives it a nice mitered look. And then I'll nail that one up there. But so then any water that comes down from the siding gets in this channel, will roll off of this lip and then come down this channel, and then on down again until it hits that rat guard, in which case it only has one place to go, which is off. So that's the whole idea in getting the water to run around the door instead of over the door or in the door or anything like that. I'm getting close to having the siding done. I've got this front side partway done. I just have a few more pieces above the door. This side is ready to go. I have the J channel around the door and the window ready to go. The roof is completely done, at least as far as getting it weatherproof. There's still the fascia trim, the drip edge, and then there's some caps that go along the gable end over here. And so, but for now it's weatherproof. You can see right through there that the other side is still not done, but I've got a pretty good start. I should in the next couple of days have everything done. The metal goes on really quick once you get all the prep work done. So like this here will take me maybe 30 minutes to do this front. So I should be able in the next couple of days to get this thing wrapped up. But that's going to do it for this video. Be sure you are subscribed so that you can see this building through to completion and get the inside done and how we get it all set it up with the screen printing equipment. And then we'll have to learn how to use that stuff. So that'll be fun. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.